Imagine this. A weapon so advanced, so terrifying, that the Allies never expected it. It could destroy entire cities, change the course of the war, and yet it never saw battle. Germany built it in secret. They called it the ultimate game changer. But what happened to it? That's a story you won't believe. In the final years of World War II, Germany poured billions into secret weapons programs. From jet fighters to rockets, from experimental tanks to unthinkable superguns, the Nazis were obsessed with one goal: victory at all costs. And somewhere deep in underground bunkers, engineers worked on a weapon that could have destroyed entire Allied armies before they even knew what hit them. Today, we're going inside the labs, the blueprints, and the twisted minds behind one of WWII's most dangerous secrets. The weapon was called the Landkreuzer P.1000 Ratte, or Ratte. 1,000 tons of steel, 8 massive 280mm naval guns, 60mm of heavy armor, enough to shrug off any Allied tank. Engines so powerful they could move this mountain-sized tank slowly across battlefields. Hitler himself ordered it. The generals called it madness. Engineers called it a challenge of the century. If it had been built, it could have destroyed entire cities from miles away, rolled over fortifications, and changed warfare forever. The problem? Physics. A 1,000-ton tank sinks into soft ground. The engines could barely move it on roads. Bridges would collapse under its weight. Logistics to fuel it were impossible. But the Nazis didn't stop dreaming. They sketched every detail. Gun turrets bigger than small houses. Secondary anti-aircraft batteries. Internal crew quarters. Even storage for food and supplies to last weeks in enemy territory. It was a mobile fortress the size of a building. Imagine the battlefield. Allied forces advance. Suddenly, a 1,000-ton monster emerges from the horizon. Cannon fire obliterates tanks, infantry, and artillery. Planes can't touch it. Entire strategies collapse in minutes. This wasn't just a tank. It was a psychological weapon, sheer terror in steel form. Despite the blueprints, prototypes were never built. Resources were running out. Germany's factories were bombed relentlessly. Fuel shortages made any attempt impossible. The engineers abandoned the project. The Allies never knew about it until after the war, when the plans were discovered in captured bunkers. Historians call it the tank that could have changed history if physics didn't exist. Germany had dozens of similar projects. Jet-powered flying bombs, rocket artillery like the V-2 missile, submarine U-boats with missile launch capabilities, prototype super-heavy artillery. The P.1000 Ratte is just the tip of the iceberg. Some designs were so advanced, they still look like science fiction today. Even though the Ratte never rolled into battle, it influenced post-war engineering. Designers studied its concept for modern super-heavy vehicles. Military planners learned about the limits of monster weapons, and it became a symbol of Nazi obsession with fantasy weapons over practical strategy. The Landkreuzer P.1000 Ratte reminds us of one terrifying truth. In war, ambition can create wonders and nightmares. A tank too big to exist, yet powerful enough to change history. If you want more unbelievable World War II technology stories, weapons that could have turned the tide of war, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below with the craziest weapon you want us to cover next.